Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 da, ba. And no,
Well, yes,
yeah.
yes, and
Ah, we're live again.
I can probably hear you, but let's see.
Just as we Lukey Shaw's dominating the left hand side of the pitch, as always. There's interesting Christ. Interesting stat for you there, Brid. Luke Shaw
Is
is
it
the
the percentage of fuck ups that's happening in this channel?
yeah, two problems there. We've had a lot of F ups and we've had his first swear of the stream. So sorry about that, any children watching. Also, um Luke Shaw has been the best attacking defender in the league this year in terms of chance created.
Just chat to the folks.
And not surprised with that. Here comes a wee corner. Tyrone Mings just giving Conso a wee kiss in the cheek there. Uh-oh. Good man. Right, Marcus, you get that. And boot it as far as you can. Good man. Yep. How we getting on there, Brood? Anybody there? Anybody hear us? All good? Brood's giving us the thumbs up, so it must be all good. There's a player, Matty Cash. Bum, bum.
The bag's under my eyes just to get a bloody stream up.
Mm,
I was gonna say fucking, but this is for kids here.
family friendly. Brood's very upset today. But I know what's going to fix him. Bit of banter, some seriously good questions, couple of United goals, couple of celery sticks, couple of wings.
Have a wee special, a wee extra special little drop into the recipe today.
Hope it's not garlic this time.
What time's kick off?
I think we've kicked off, Brood. We're 18 minutes and 34, 5, 6 seconds into the game.
You hearing some echoing, are you?
I am hearing
Yeah.
Equin, yeah. But the fans can't hear the Equin, right? Just us. That's fine. I'm happy to take the pain for the greater good.
How's that now? It's a bit better. Isn't it?
Yeah.
No, sounds good.
What about that stat, though? The Luke Shaw stat? I'm
I didn't
surprised with
hear a
that.
bloody thing you were saying. I was
So,
too busy trying to salvage what's going on here.
don't worry, we're all good now. We're all good now. Surprising that Luke Shaw is the most effective defender, like in terms of chances created. Like it doesn't. He's been playing exceptionally well, but interesting. Didn't expect that stat.
Well, you can see the clear difference in United when he doesn't play.
Yeah, true.
We've
We didn't
seen
think
that
we'd say that
we've
last
seen
season,
that
did we?
half time in the Roma game.
Mm,
You can't obviously put it all on him, but there was a big difference when the two fullbacks came off.
yeah, not for sure. Just something I noticed about Luke Shaw. If you, This obviously won't happen now because I mentioned this, but
Afternoon, Aaron.
hi Aaron, how are you? Um, this will not happen now because I said this, but it's so nobody can get the ball off Luke Shaw. So when he's got the ball, he doesn't get dispossessed. Doesn't
It's because
happen.
he's so big and fat, like people say.
No, but yeah, but if you watch this, right?
No, I was joking.
I know you were. Make a point of watching him in particular.
No, he's very good, and he's shown it like the difference. And I think I said it before live on the stream that his injury ended Memphis Depay's United career.
Mm.
They were that good together, and perhaps it was him making him look better. But we're still getting a bit of reverb. That's a bit better, isn't it?
We'll get
Folks,
there
let
in
us
the end.
know. Can you hear us all right? Can you hear him? Unfortunately, um,
Banter. There's your alarm going, Bruce.
so we're just gonna have to maybe we'll fix it at half time. But the camera positionality,
No, it's not good.
it's all right. But
Can't watch the biggest and best team in the world. I want it on the. There's a camera in the way.
you might be able to hear.
Bruno.
I just want to get that sure in there,
Oh,
because you don't invest this sort of money,
oh,
without.
does that mean that we're big dogs?
Sure is a very well respected audio solution.
Whoa! That was a big chance for United there. It was actually Greenwood he actually mistakenly played that ball to Rashford.
Rich says he can hear the trademark alarm.
Yes, the alarm's gone off. Yeah,
He knows what that means.
that is you hungry, Bird? Big chance there for United. It was actually Mason Greenwood who hooked the shot, and it ended up being a pristine ball to Marcus. Just unfortunately, oh, he might have been offside anyway. Oh, that's unlucky. Should be 1-0. We actually made contact. He got there first as well. Rashford should have scored there. Dear, oh dear. Here, Rich, how did Palace get on yesterday? Did you get a win? Who was playing? Was it Southampton or no? Sheffield United? Fairly sure he's got a wee win. I put Guetta into my and Tarek Mitchell into my fantasy team, and it was a good move. Mm.
And I'm live.
On the attack. Look, we looks defensively solid. So here we go. We'll concede now. On for your life, Mason. Oh. Hey, Fred, down. Right. Oh, you two boys. Oh, what a lovely tackle by Victor Knickers. 1-0. 1-0 to Villa. And to be fair, it was an excellent goal. And I was halfway through saying, well done to Victor Knickers off. His fault. Fred's fault initially, then McTominay, then Lindelof. Really good piece of skill, though. What do you say? Victor should have sorted that out. It's decent ball, good turn, and he just it's fantastic. It's absolutely mental that ball went in from that angle, and from Henderson's positioning, it was like inch perfect, and it's hard to believe that he meant that like that. It looks like he did though.
You can't flip me.
What a finish!
Dean can't save that. Dave can't save that. That's just
Yeah. What I'm saying is, with Dean's positioning and with his angle, how he actually put the ball in the net there is mental.
yes, yeah. It's just a great goal, really.
Good turn. The defense. There's me literally just said we're defensively strong. Yawn.
I don't even know the bloody lineup yet.
Oh, Dino. Jeepers. No free kick, referee. Come on ahead, Luke. Yeah, Dean Henderson with a very, very strange. Right, lads, come on. Well played. Go on, Marcus. Oh, look, I take a corner though. I said take a corner. We don't do corners. Good piece of skill there by Marcus. Imagine a goal from a corner. I love a big header from Harry Maguire right now. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Paul, back post. Very unlucky. Technical difficulties. Conceding the goal. Not good.
The mics are a bit hot.
Hmm?
The
No.
mics are a bit hot. They should be picking me up in there.
Smashing. You haven't missed too much.
I'm gonna send you the new link.
Mm. This isn't going to plan, Bert, is it? What? What have you done?
But I did plan it, and you were supposed to be here for one.
I synced out of my controller, Bert.
Too many beers out of your
Oh!
control, is it, Mucker?
Go on ahead, the spider. Will be the skill there with Wambasaka. Just couldn't get the delivery in.
Yeah, I've sent you the new link.
Go on.
I sent you the new link.
Did you, eh?
Whip it out. And also there's some live chats.
Oh, Rich. It was actually, yeah, you're right, Rich. It was actually, Rich says that was a Mc, McTom Lindo. No, Fred is the problem. Then McTominay couldn't fix Fred's problem, and then Lindelof was weak in the challenge. Fantastic goal though to send the brood there. It's unbelievable how that ball went in the net from where he was. Dean's possession as well. Fantastic. Jury's out though as though he actually meant that. Big Harry Maguire header from a corner is what I want. Wanted it for a long time. Come on. Whipped in. Oh, to nobody. Classic. Yeah, Paul. Bruno's very deep today, which has been an issue. Ah, miss. Unlucky. Mason Greenwood's always looking to play to press the trigger. It's brilliant. Pull the trigger. Ah, handball from Wambasaka. Mm. Yeah, it was Fred's mistake, Aaron, but he certainly isn't as bad as you think he is. Oh, Maguire. Yeah, that sounds. That bet looks good. Um, I done Marcus to score. I done over 10.5 corners in the game. Fred to be carded, and United to win. So it's not going too well. Ooh. Right, Paul. Come on, good man. That's our ball. Thank you. Lucky absolute Shaw. What? Excuse me. Bruce fixing the lighting. What do you think? You said he's worse than you think he is, Aaron. That's not true. Fred's a solid player, like as we rightly discussed the other day. Hmm. Where is Van Aanholt? Rich, is he injured now, or because he had been injured, right? Because I do rate him as a player. Obviously you think Tarek Mitchell is the answer, but I watched a bit of the game, um, like 15 minutes or something like that after the first goal, I think. And Eze is a player for sure. But then again, he's very similar to Saha, I feel, in regards to style of play, pace, stature. He's sort of. It's kind of. Would you, if you had to get rid of one of them, which one would you get rid of, Eze or Saha? Or you can keep both. It's up to me. 31-40. Just we that goal has really unsettled us at the back and attacking as well. We were crisp, and it was fast flow, and the defense was solid. I mentioned how solid the defense was. Then we conceded, obviously, and now we look like a bunch of things that are not organized. Give me a bunch of things, Brood.
The stream.
This stream, he says. He'd one job. Like, I have to travel the whole way to this house, and I come in here on time, nothing's working, and he's making me flip wings. Jesus. Oh, we just look like we're a complete and utter disarray. And Dean's wearing a hat. Gee, even Dean Henderson's not even. Oh, come on, lads. Take a breather here. Come on. Go on. Fuck, that is terrible. That was their ball as well. We're even getting some wee small lucky decisions. Ah, well, Mason, you're Marcus. You're offside, son. Decent ball from Shaw there. He's it's not clinical enough. And Martinez, one of the best keepers in the Premier League now. The one that Arteta just let go for virtually free. A brilliant story, that Martinez story. Sitting on the bench for Arsenal for God knows many years. I don't know whether he was at another team on the bench or whatever, but um, Leno was obviously injured in that game against Brighton, and that was the Guendouzi gate where he was talking to the Brighton players, saying that he was giving them abuse on the pitch. There was because your man was at Mopay. I think he was the one that injured Leno. Maybe it wasn't, but anyway, Guendouzi for Arsenal ended up talking about taking the piss about like their wages. Um, Meanwhile, that whichever Brighton players he was talking about, um, were actually earning more money. Then Guendouzi got sacked. Martinez came in, was in a brilliant vein of form, and then he gets just moved to Aston Villa, and they've got probably the second most solid keeper in the league at the minute. I don't think he's that old either, especially for a goalkeeper. Anyway, there's a tangent for you. I like the Martinez story. I like Martinez. I like how Villa give him a chance. And I think it's hilarious that Arteta just let him go, but it was very silly. Could be argued though he's too good to be a second keeper. Is he better than Leno? Yes, I think so. Meanwhile, our keeper's wearing a wee beige hat here, and oh, go on. Oh, it's a free kick. Yeah, fair enough. That was just grim all around. Really good ball from I think it was the Spider, was it? In the Paul, and he had three or four options. He took his time a wee bit though. He was going for the shot in the end, and I fancy him to get the goal from there. Brilliant tackle by Traore, the goal scorer. Oh dear. Yeah, it's just on your point there, Rich, about Leno. I believe I think you're right. I just didn't know anything about him until he got the chance because of Leno's injury. So and he really did impress me because of my partner's family are Arsenal fans, and it was interesting watching that develop. Uh, I think the funny story, because the Arsenal connection, and that was where the injury came from. Um, oh, didn't know much about him before though, but he's brilliant. Like, oh. Right, Brad, let's talk about the team.
Is there a game on here?
It's game on now. We're talking about
I don't even know the lineup at this point.
lineups as you would expect. However, Cavani is on the bench.
11 Victor Lindelofs. All right.
Lindelof's already given away a goal.
I don't think you can blame that. That is the one thing I did see was the bloody goal. Don't think you can blame.
It was a mistake from Fred, who lost the ball and put McTominay under pressure. It wasn't a hospital ball, but it was a ball he was going to get dispossessed in.
Did McTominay touch the ball?
No, I don't think so. And then McTominay couldn't recover. Then
he couldn't recover.
Lindelof was just skinned alive, basically.
Surely recovery is he got the ball and something happened and he had to recover it.
Aye, so Fred lost it.
But McTominay can't recover it if he didn't lose it.
He can recover it for the team.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a ball. Go on, son. Ah! Right, be smart about this. Be smart about this. Come on.
Rashford on the edge of the box.
Oh, Bruno. Go on ahead. Oh, maybe let Scott take the strike
outside
from
the box.
there.
Straight at the keeper.
Straight at the keeper. Straight at Martinez. Marcus isn't happy either. I wonder if he's still playing with injury.
Jim Donnelly says was on earlier, but Brood was doing his usual with the audio.
Oh, he's a pain in the ass, James, honest to God, right? He's one job, and it's just to get this set up. And I expect...
I explained it before you even got here.
Oh,
so that's why you haven't really heard it.
Where's evidence at?
You were supposed to be here at 1, and the game kicks off at 2.
I'm like a wizard, Harry.
He lands in at 5-2.
What time was kickoff?
I actually had to go live before you arrived.
Why'd you have to go live?
While I was live the first time, I explained what the situation is. Obviously, I have to move the whole setup from one part of the house to another to do this.
Here's the amount of jobs that Brood
when I do that, I have to reset everything.
Turn it on and off, move it across.
If you've been paying close attention, you'll notice the new red lines here. Means we've now got an XLR setup instead of a USB setup. The USB setup is what cancelled out a couple of our streams in the past. What was the one? Remember we had all the problems?
Bruno scored against Roma.
Because the USB kept coming out.
Go on, Mason.
So we've got this now, and it's the second
brilliant game. Strike from Mason from that angle.
But
how did he even make the keeper work from
this
there?
This chap here was on the beers till about 4 a.m. last night, and messaged me first thing this morning, said, "Mate, I've done it again." So he's supposed to be here on time. We're supposed to be able to move the stuff over, test it out, make sure everything's working fine. You know, an hour before at least.
So here's the amount of jobs that Brood had to do today. Here's the amount of jobs that Brood's effed up today.
The match will be over by the time you finished it.
You just can't get the staff these days.
Eric Travis says, "What the fuck am I watching?" You're watching the two absolute
right, Eric.
tubes. What was the number he had to get? Remember? Odds. What was the number?
58, was it?
It was, put it in the chat. If Aaron's here, put it in. What was the number, Eric Travis? What was the number you had to get for the beer bottle?
That was so funny.
The beer bottle trick. That I actually, about 2 or 3 days ago, that came into my head for no reason. And I remember us jumping about like madmen in some random bar in Dublin.
No, it was groundbreaking, like to the point where if you weren't there, you wouldn't believe it.
It was phenomenal. But what was the number? It's 50 something. I had it in my head 50 something. ET, let us know what number it was where you had to do that thing. Do you remember the people that come out now from inside the bar? They were like, what's going on out here? It's good stuff.
As a bar owner, you would think that there was a riot happening outside, and that was just pure celebrations from us. Background story to this is there's a game you play, right? People will know this game where he's visualizing it now. The bottle steaming, but steam coming off it.
We were trying to be all coy and going, no, what was the thing that happened? He just said it. And Aaron's got the number. Is that the number? That number
55? No, I don't think it was 55.
That doesn't ring a bell. It could be right. It could be right.
Anyway, folks, background story very briefly is there's a game called Odds, right? Where, for example, I would say to Brood, right, what are the odds on you?
Odds on you being on time for the stream.
Speechless. Brood has had one job today. and I have one job to do as well. Oh, it's not good from Consa. Come on, you're not sore. You wee pudding. Bruno's not happy. Sort of messed that up as well.
Not gonna read our X chat. It says, "Oh yes, he remembers this now." And there's Donald's in the chat too.
Oh dear.
Aaron says he's no idea what the number. The number was 50 something. No, it wasn't. It was 1 to 50, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
The
50,
odds was
50
1
to,
to
yeah,
50,
because
and
we gave him the max at
it's like
50.
34 or something.
I think 34 is right. That's what I said.
Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yeah, it must be
I think it
34
is
then.
34.
Must be
Anyway,
34.
what I was saying was it's a game called Odds, right? Where I would say to Bradley, what are the odds in you swallowing that mouse, right? And he would have to give me a range. So, like, obviously, the higher the odds,
Yeah,
the less
so
likely you're going to get hit
if
with
it's
it.
1 to 2,
It's
you have
you're gonna
50%
yeah,
chance.
and if it's 1 to 10, you have 10% chance, so on and so forth, right? So if it's so something mental, like if it's like right,
And it was
neck
50.
your pint and throw your trunks in a river, you're going to do a high one because that's a pain in the ass.
Bruno's getting shouted at. So it
What
was.
happened there? He wasn't carded, was he?
No, I don't
He's
think
just
so.
absolutely going mad. Yeah. So like for example, so what are we'll do a live one here. So what are the odds in you swallowing that mouse?
The odds are 0 because I couldn't physically do it.
Right. What are the odds in you um going out the front there and cutting the grass right now?
I'll give you 100 because
50 is
it
the cap.
defeats. 50 because it defeats the purpose of this whole entire thing.
You're not really buying into what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to show the fans how this
Yeah,
works.
but what actually happens if we do the 1 in 50 and it happens and I'm out there while you're doing this?
Yeah, you're out there cutting the grass, which is good for the grass and for you, and I'll look
Right.
after the
Okay. So
fans.
1 in 50
Right.
then. Potsy says best audio he's ever heard. By the way,
Yes,
what's the
Potts.
odds?
You said 1 to 50, right?
Yeah.
Right. So normally you get somebody to count you in. So
1, 2,
2, 3,
3,
7.
4.
So he said
Wait.
4, I said 7, so it's not a match. So basically, if he said 4, or he said 7, and if I said 7, then that's whenever he would have to do the grass cutting. So, and in Eric's case, it was drinking a bottle of piss.
You weren't supposed to say that.
Hmm.
Don't. Right, folks. This is not an X-rated channel,
And the
right?
question is, how did the piss get in the bottle? Because the bottle
Stop saying piss.
was pre-urine filled. It wasn't that we had to put urine in the bottle as part of this joke, part of this odds game. It was
No,
already
but before the odds
so
portion of it
yeah,
came into play,
yeah,
we knew that there was urine in the bottle.
yes, indeed. And that's obviously what motivated us to do the odds.
Donald says bollocks, which is a very fair point.
Indeed.
We didn't consider that before. Potsy, is this the best audio you've ever heard, or is this banter?
Read the comments, but
No, can't read them all, mucker. So Aston Villa on the attack here.
it's a wee bit annoying that
Right
we.
hand side is a Traore plays it in,
Uh,
goes to nobody.
yeah, it's frustrating that we started off so well, and
I wonder what the judges have to say about the first half.
mm,
Potsy says both.
you man, Potts.
Don't know what that means.
Oh dear.
But halftime wings are incoming. Ollie Watkins here getting the yellow card there. A bit of a late interaction there with I was going to say me and my Victor Lindelof, but wasn't.
Oh,
Good on you, Ollie.
you're a scumbag. Do you know what?
I'm talking about our manager.
Oh, he's right. That's mental. Dean, good save. Looked a lot harder than I think it was. Actually, that save, but
Does Dean go straight from these games to like a Duke of Edinburgh award or something?
no,
Is
I
that
don't
what
think
he
so.
does?
Oh dear. If you're a young child, don't read the comments. Rich, you're absolutely right. Brother. I think you've nailed that down to the ground, Rich. Completely unsettled the team. It's unsettled us, as in Bradley and I. And you're right, we don't need that midfield pivot for this game. We could have easily had, a similar formation that we had with against Roma in the second leg, where we could have brought Donny into play. Maybe give McTominay a game. McTominay, Donny, go sort of have Donny at the base of a diamond, have McTominay coming through as like a CDM kind of situation there, but no. Anyway, it was going well until we conceded. Hopefully, we don't bottle it from here on in. Aren't you really not like Fred that much? Or are you just trying to? Are you trying to be controversial? You made a good point there, or last week, or this week, earlier in the week, when you said that Fred can't pass, he can't tackle, and he can't shoot. He can't do any of those things, but he is good, I think, despite those three facts. Yeah, Villa are rattling the cage pots. I just can't get over Brood just not having this thing set up. Love to know what Ollie's saying in the change room right now. Hopefully, he's trying to teach Victor Lindelof how to defend. Yeah, James, I think it's spot on. I think it's down to the ground. Can't pass, can't shoot, can't tackle, but he's good still. Do you know what I mean? Here they come, by the way. Focus. There will be a day whenever you drop that live. Smashing.
Didn't you get the breed special croutons?
Thank you.
It's hot.
That's good, but it's grand. I'm not a bloody woman. Imagine using an oven mitt for this. It's not even lukewarm. I don't know what that is. I'm using a pair of nags to lift stuff out of the oven. Bruce's trying to get fancy, by the way. He's cut up. He's toasted. I've got soldiers here for my wings. Dip man. What's that white stuff you got in that bread? What's the white stuff in the bowl? Mayo, he says. Sorry, folks. I struggle to read these because Bruce's got this computer facing out into the street here. So, genuinely should be the first player replaced in transfer window. Read my above comment about him. And how can you have a central midfielder that can't tackle, pass, or shoot? Ollie doesn't trust him. No, yeah, he can't. I'll say this again, and I think it's really important that we understand this. He can't pass, he can't shoot, and he can't tackle, but he does something, doesn't he? You don't want Fred out, do you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I want Fred on the bench.
Yeah, I want Fred on the bench. I want Fred to be a very good squad player to
But I
close
want
out games.
Pogba or whoever replaces Pogba, and then another centre mid.
Yeah.
Our midfield is the thing that's caused.
See on your point there, Aaron, about Ollie not trusting Fred. That's exactly it. He doesn't trust Fred or McTominay. That's why he puts them both together. Always.
That's nonsense.
That
that's just a stupid statement.
Well, then why does he play both of them all the time?
He doesn't trust both of them, so he plays both of them in all the big games.
No, he doesn't trust one of them. No, he doesn't trust one of them to do the job.
He doesn't
So
trust
says,
either of them.
You don't have enough. You don't have enough to do this job yourself. because most teams have a player of equality where they could do that. Like N'Golo Kante does their job on his own.
What a finish!
So he's like, right, well, you aren't good enough to do this job individually, so we'll put both of you in to do that person's job.
Yes,
That's exactly what it
but
is.
unless he's a tube, he must realise that playing two centre mids to do one job, he's going to be deficient elsewhere on the
That's
pitch.
exactly what he's doing, though.
Yeah, but he must realise he's deficient elsewhere on the pitch.
Aye,
So what does he do to counteract that?
I don't know.
Rely on individual brilliance,
Hmm.
and it always doesn't come. That's why we're unreliable, and that's why we've lost so many, high pressure games because the individuals don't come to play.
Is that
Where
Troy
are we?
Deeney in the studio?
Yeah, I also addressed this at the start. What on earth is he doing there?
Why is Troy Deeney there?
Yeah,
No idea.
genuinely should be the first player. I know. I think you obviously addressed this in the transfer window remit, but
Hmm.
nonsense.
Well, Phil Jones would be the first, wouldn't he?
Enough to play one holding mid. Who? Who would be our one holding mid? Because Matic can't do it. Why
Yeah.
do we
See,
need two
Aaron,
holding
the
mids?
way that I think Ollie operates is when we're playing a difficult game, when we're not going to have as much possession, like a City or in the Champions League or whatever. He'll play um, McSauce because or McFred because he he kind of he wants to. It's he kind of puts them in there to be nuisances basically, like a tag team against Villa. I don't think he should play in that partnership in midfield. If we're winning 2-0 though, would it give a shit? Probably not. But as always, whenever you're not doing well, then you start to think, right, what's the reason? Who's to blame for this?
Who's to blame for the lack of professionality in the middle of the Man United midfield?
That's exactly it, Aaron. That's what I was thinking. He doesn't trust Fred to play a central holding midfield role on his own, nor does he trust Scott. So he puts them both in to do one man's job, which is a shame
So why doesn't he play Matic with Scott?
because Manish can't play every game. He's too slow.
But he doesn't play. He doesn't play.
It's because he know
He
it's
doesn't even play every
no.
other game.
He
Matic could play more than he does.
no. It's quite obvious that
Could
he
Matic play more than he
no.
does?
Hang on.
Could Matic play more than he
Yeah, it
does?
does, and that's not
Right.
the
So he
point. The
doesn't
point
trust him.
no. The point is he doesn't trust those two players individually, but together he likes their chemistry. He likes the way they
No, the
click.
point Aaron's making is he doesn't trust Fred enough to be the single sole CDM.
Yeah. So McSauce
Right.
was in with him.
Right. So why doesn't he play Matic more?
That,
Matic is solely a CDM.
yeah,
Has been for
but he
years.
doesn't. He doesn't. He's not fit. He's not quick enough. He's like
But my question to you was: does he play Matic to the limit of what Matic can play, or does he just use him as a squad player?
issues him as a squad player.
Right. So why doesn't he play him as much as he
I
can?
don't know. You'd have to ask him.
So obviously he's not saying the point I'm making is there he's not saying I don't trust Fred enough to be defensive enough. Because
It,
if that was the case, he would just play Matic more in place of Fred.
he just likes that partnership in there in the pivot. Simple as that. Regardless of Matic or not.
It's the high energy counter
Yeah,
attacking
yeah. Being a nuisance in
position
the
that puts us
midfield.
in for the bigger games.
Mm.
But
Well, he shouldn't.
it leaves us creatively lacking, and that's when he relies on the individual brilliance of Rashford, Fernandez, Pogba
Mm.
when he does play, and then Bruno, like when he just pulls something out of the hat, and then also when you've got Donny, he gets 45 seconds. Hopefully, he's going to do something.
Do you know what? I felt he was a bit of a passenger against Roma,
Who was?
Donny. But then again, you can't expect much more than that when you don't play.
Yeah, I think the team was just trying to get a draw or something.
Mm.
Remember I said to you, I think it was going to be a draw. The team was just trying to get get through the game with the least amount of effort possible.
Mm.
And with that, we could have been embarrassed. We could have been put out. And then that's when Dave came in. It's probably
I think you're right, Aaron, as well. I think
all I keep saying is stuff talking about photos. Rich says, wall, wait. I need to get some binoculars for sitting here. Didn't City lose a game a couple of seasons ago, and the United lost to West Brom and handed them the title. But I don't know
Read that.
what
Read that
that's
again,
reference
Brit.
to. Wait, didn't City lose a game a couple of seasons ago, and the United lost to West Brom and handed them the title?
No,
No, we had the draw, the 5-5 draw, the last game of Fergie's era.
no, I was on the do with
City,
that.
that wasn't.
Also, City could have won the title the last time we played. Remember the 3-2 game where they went 2-0 up and then Pogba scored two and Smalling scored the winner
Mhm.
at the Etihad. Paul had the blue hair.
Yep.
That was the last opportunity that.
Why did he have that blue hair? That was the most important thing. Talk about that. Aaron
Hmm.
says Matic is done, lacks pace to play the way we do.
Exactly that,
I
Aaron.
no,
I
well,
agreed.
I agree that he's done, but I disagree that he lacks pace.
He does lack pace. He's always lacked pace. He's lacked pace when he was a kid.
No, he lacks pace to play the way we do. I phrased that incorrectly.
You're quicker than him.
You don't need him to be quick.
You do.
If he's your sole CDM, you don't need him to be quick. If we're playing counter attacking, you don't want your CDM to be fast. That's not a. You need him to be able to play a long ball. That's why Pogba would be good
No, but
on
it's
it.
not. It's not just about counter attacking. It's also about defending. So you need to be
Which you
quick.
can't. You can't say anything about Matic's defending.
No, but you need to be
He was
quick in a
phenomenal
CDM
against Roma.
position. You need to be quick.
Not necessarily against when he came on against Roma, he stopped the tide. He was phenomenal when he came on against Roma.
Was he?
But I don't want him to play against Premier League teams. I don't want to rely on him.
No.
But against Roma, he changed the game when he came on. Without doubt, he was phenomenal.
Was he phenomenal though?
He was. He really was. We had
Or
it
were you
was
surprised
18
that
shots.
he did any
It
decent
was something
game? Were you
like
surprised?
18 shots against us the whole game from Roma, and there was like 12 or something on target. And the tide was stemmed quite a bit after he came on. He was very good, and I never really say too much positive about Matic, but he was very, very good. All right, Travis says why we're wearing headphones.
Good question, Eric. I know. I didn't know that either. But it's so we can hear ourselves.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Hmm.
So there is a reason.
Yeah. I did. I was like, why on earth are we wearing headphones?
It's weird, but there's a reason.
Yeah.
Aaron says, look at the other top teams that play that similar system to us. Who really knows what system we do actually play? Would Fred get in their team? No, but also would McTominay get in their team? Would Matic get in their team? And that is the extent of our centre mid field. Pogba, yes, but
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry.
so Aaron's look at the other top teams that play the similar system to us.
Hmm.
Who plays a similar system to us?
Um,
Liverpool don't. City don't. Chelsea don't. They're playing a 5/3 at the back.
No,
Arsenal.
no. He's talking about. He's not talking about formation. He's talking about style of play. He's talking about counter-attacking football.
What's our style of play?
Counter-attacking football?
Who else plays it?
Liverpool.
Liverpool do not play counter-attacking
They don't
football.
play counter-attacking football.
No, they certainly do not.
Right.
They play the gegenpress.
They play what?
The gegenpress.
The what and press?
The gegenpress.
The fuck's that word? Gig?
Gegenpress.
Gegen press.
Yes, the gegenpress.
You been eating dictionaries again? The Gegen press.
The gegenpress.
The Gegen press.
The gegenpress.
The Gegen press.
The Gegen.
For everybody out there who knows what a Gegen press is.
Press.
Class. Anyway, Aaron's right. Basically, what I'm saying. That's right. Exactly it.
I can spell it.
Spell it.
Geigan. The
Gegen
gegenpress. Yes.
Nobody in nobody on this planet knows what that means. And
let us know in the chat, folks, if you know what the gegenpress is. And also, there's 8 people watching and only 2 likes. Sort it out, folks. It's just not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good enough. And there's wings coming right here now. As soon as I say the 8, drop the 6.
There's no like, but
Andy White says he remembers his first gegenpress, so he remembers it. Name me a top team that does counter-attacking football right now.
Tottenham.
A top team, I said.
They were in the Champions League final a couple of seasons ago.
They
And they've got a
weren't
lovely stadium.
they weren't specialising in the gegenpress only
You need
because
to
they were
stop
against City.
talking balls.
It's you that's talking balls.
Who you are?
Is there a wee bit of
Holy
spice? Was there
shit!
a wee bit of spice on that celery? Was
Jesus
there, big
Christ.
mucker? What? What? What was celery? You were literally eating
No,
celery.
he's done some of these wings. They were born in Mordor.
You were eating celery.
I dipped into the wing juice. Johan Cruyff here. I'll get the gegenpress they play.
The question still stands. Name me a top team that
I
plays
told
counter attacking.
Tottenham.
A top team.
How you defining top teams?
A team that's good.
Tottenham.
And also, do you think if you're saying Tottenham at this point, you're saying it's a counter attacking team. You have to. It's not Ryan Mason. You're judging Jose's team because Ryan Mason hasn't had enough time to imprint his design on that team. True or false?
Ryan Mason is younger than me and you.
I don't give a bollock
He's
how
the
old he
youngest
is.
manager in Premier League history, you know.
I don't care. What's his style of play?
Do you know one thing I'm still waiting from you as well? What Paul Scholes' number was?
That garlic mayo was class. By
Is
the way.
it, did you make it yourself?
I did him.
You just drop some. Also, is there California Reaper on this?
Nope.
Well, how's my face burnt off?
I'll show you the bottle. It's not even open.
He's pranking me here. Woke up this morning. I know what I'll do. I'll injure Mark's face.
No, I'm not letting you away with this.
Away with what? Right. Let me
Name
talk
me
you
another
through.
top team that plays counter attacking football. in
Every
this day and age.
team in the world plays counter-attacking football. That's what football is.
Name me another top team that's main style of play is counter attacking football.
Tottenham.
Top team. Tottenham. Spurs.
I'm just happy with my answer with Tottenham.
Right, so was this Ryan Mason's Tottenham or Jose Mourinho's Tottenham?
It's the people, the fans, Tottenham. Is what it is, bro.
The fans play counter attacking style, do they?
Counter-attacking style.
Right, okay.
Right, there's wee Edison coming on to score a couple of goals. Anyway, so Tottenham, they're your top team. They play counter-attacking football, soaking up the pressure.
Tottenham don't play
shooting out.
counter-attacking
They do,
football.
I Google it. They're playing the gegenpress.
No, they don't play the gegenpress either.
Do you know what as well?
They play the Jose Mourinho style. Ryan
Flippin'
Mason, whatever
Johan.
his style is, it's cake.
Bloody brute Cruyff here.
Andy's trying to help you out there.
Dortmund, exactly, Ed, Andy, that's right.
Nottingham Forest.
But they're not a big team according to Brood. Because if Dortmund are a big team, then Tottenham are certainly a big team. Come on, Bruno. Paul, absolute. Oh, I thought it was in.
They are spicy. But you weren't eating chicken. Let me see your wings. There's not a bite mark on those wings.
No,
you haven't even touched them.
No, what you don't understand is it doesn't matter what vessel the sauce is on, whether it's been put onto a celery stick or onto a chicken.
You said those wings are
still
spicy.
the same sauce, and that sauce would bonfire flavor. Speaking of Dortmund, we're going to come and take one of their wee strikers shortly.
We've got 10 people watching the stream. We've got 3 likes.
Oh dear.
The mouse doesn't add up.
I have a really bad feeling about this corner as well. And McTominay, I know what McTominay's.
What do you mean you've got a bad feeling?
It's a bad feeling.
It's an
about it.
attacking corner. The worst thing is we don't I've got a bad feeling we may concede here.
We did it against Istanbul Beşiktaş this year. Sorry.
And who was at fault for that?
Your mate,
I can't remember.
Maric. Well, it wasn't anybody's fault. It was the whole team. It was the whole team.
It was the whole team.
But Maric was the last man back. So he showed his pace there. against Mbaba, who's
That
73.
that garlic mayo is phenomenal.
So you keep saying.
It's got mustard and all in it. Rich on Pontus says
On.
like the stream and subscribe, and he's a good man.
He is I.
The big B man, Rich.
Do you hear about Andy White wants to make a guest appearance to chat about Liverpool's prospects for next season based on this season? Basically, a review of that this season.
I think Liverpool are favourites to win the Europa League next year.
Yeah, I think so as well.
100%.
Also,
Andy, come on.
we
No
really
problem.
would like Liverpool to get into the Europa League because, and that man there is one of the biggest
Surely he's offside there.
contributors to the. Oh, Thursday night, you boys playing? Are you on Thursday night Cup Mickey Mouse? No. Ah, good man. Easy save for Dino. Your man El Ghazi, he's a problem. Look, Gegenpress.
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 Mhm.
Oh.
Who wants to see the wings?
The oldie.
Right, Travis has been trying to like and subscribe before I go off. How do you do it? What you do is you have to wait until the 90th minute.
Yep.
Although we haven't put the timer on again. You have to wait to the end of it. So you have to keep watching right to the end.
Go on. Right, penalty.
Referee!
Come on!
Penalty!
It is a penalty too.
Should we change the score now?
What about Bruno for... I change the score now. Give you the ball to change the score now.
Nope.
Just do it. No, because it means if we change it, it means that Bruno might not score it. Might put him off his gegenpress.
I looked at those wings and they're very spicy.
Could have killed him. The penalty.
Oh, that is a penalty. 100%. Andy White there. Bussing for a clean fourth. He's bussing for a spot in clean fourth.
Liverpool.
Thinks Leicester's going to battle it. What do you think?
That's a good debate for after this penalty goes in. Right, quick fire. Yes or no for a goal?
He's going to Paneka it right in the top corner. Yes!
Get
Get up, man,
directly up my dick. Come on. Do you know what? Bruno
Have you
could...
tried the soldiers?
No.
Smashing. They're smashing.
Bruno could win the Ballon d'Or this season.
No, he couldn't.
He could.
Didn't shake the second half.
Have you ever seen a better penalty?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Lovely.
I seen Sergio's wee cheeky Panenka.
That was disgusting.
As what do you call him? What do you call him? Shane Todd. A wee cheeky Panenka. Andy White says, I've United in my bet and I'm watching this instead of the game. You could just listen to this and watch the game. There's no issue. The main man, Rich Pogba, again, he's involved in everything at the minute.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Big time.
He's our best player.
He is. He always has been our best player.
There was a... No, that's not fair. There's a period of time where Bruno was quite clearly
No.
the best player.
No, you're talking about form. I'm talking about
Most
quality of player. Pogba is better than Bruno. Go on, Mason. Oh, good ball there
Tell
from
me
Bruno.
this.
Mason nearly got
If
through.
you had to pick one of the two of them, who would you pick to have on your team?
Bruno.
I'm
That's something to do with. That's
Pogba's
not.
not the best player then,
Yeah.
is he?
No, he is.
All
Pogba
things,
is the
all
best
things considered,
footballer.
right? You have just started a football team, right?
Yeah.
Bollocks FC.
Yeah.
Right.
And they played Bollocks.
Your technical director comes to you and says, right, we can sign Bruno, we can sign Pogba. Who do you pick?
Bruno.
Okay, so he's a better player than.
No, that's
Thank
not
you.
correct.
So next
Pogba is a
chat
better
is Andy
footballer.
White says, interesting way to do it. I don't know what that means. Ballon d'Or is Lewandowski's, which I
Hey.
would have to agree with.
Yeah.
Eric Travis says, a way to get Jamie lead. Send me the link, the like later. brutally.
Come on, Eric.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric Travis. Enjoy Jamie Lead, whatever that means.
He'll probably elaborate next time you see him.
I genuinely don't know what that means.
Mm.
So, what about the Gegenpress?
The
You big,
Gegenpress?
you big fan?
I'm a fan of it now. I don't know what it is. Andy White's the sort of boy that would pretend to know what a Gegenpress is, like you did.
He loves a Gegenpress. He said it there.
Mm. What was he saying about this? Oh, yeah, the classic Brendan Rodgers bottle,
Do you know what this is?
a roasting wing.
This is the one and only flat in the whole packet.
Jesus.
One flat in a whole packet. I've already emailed Tesco's about it. It's just not acceptable. Let's show the folks. Have to cover your bake. That delicious. Only one. One in the whole packet.
Hmm.
There's like 30 wings.
You should ring a boy about that. Oh. What do you reckon? Yeah, sorry. Andy's comment on Leicester. It's an obvious thing, isn't it? Rodgers bottling at the end of the season. But I really didn't think they would do it this year, and they're in process of bottling it.
Still a wee bit to go.
I know. Well, there's what have they
Still
got?
got top
Four.
four.
What have they got? No, 3 games left. Let's look at the table actually. See where we are.
I was really looking forward to Liverpool not getting any European football at all.
Well, I would rather they.
Did I tell you that garlic mayo is delicious?
I were saying there. If you any Gegan press to put on the wings,
I mean, it's on the screen.
Frederico Fred to Bruno. Out to the Spide. Come on, son.
Andy White backing me up there. Klopp is the father of the Gegenpress.
Is he? Eh?
Okay.
Miss! Oh, yes! What a goal. Go on, son.
Mason Greenwood.
What a goal. What
out
a
of
turn.
nowhere,
What a finish.
on his left foot,
Absolute.
near the edge of the box.
Fantastic. Who got the assist there?
One touch to set himself up. Hits it with his left foot in the bottom right hand corner.
Lovely.
Fantastic finish.
Come on.
Nailed 2-1 up.
That's it.
It's almost as if we should change the score after the first goal went in.
Mm.
Too busy eating.
Oh, what a turn. He rolled him. Go on, son. Lovely.
Said, yep,
Lovely
that first
turn.
touch, unbelievable.
Let's get the table here just to discuss Andy's point about Leicester.
Here's a question for you. If you swap Greenwood and Phil Foden in the two teams, who do you think's better?
Well, Foden is the flavour of the month at the minute, and even though Mason is coming into form again, everyone, I would say, if we'd done 100 people in a poll,
Hold on.
I
need to stop you there. He's not coming into form again. He hasn't been really out of form.
He was out of form because he wasn't
Not
playing.
Really.
He wasn't playing, you see, and
He scored the winner against Brighton.
Yeah, but no, this season, Mason has been a shadow of himself.
Really?
Based on last. Of course he has.
I don't think that's fair for a 19-year-old to say that.
No, something to do with his age. It's to do with the facts of the matter. That last season he was brilliant. This season he hasn't been. And he hasn't been played as much. And he had the personal issues and things like that. So at the minute, Foden is getting the potential of recency, which is he's here.
Recency bias.
Exactly that. Marcus, don't, Marcus. Don't.
A bit of fisticuffs going on here. Where's Cavani when you need him?
Exactly that. Cavani
He's
is
going to swing on off a rope.
Well, I don't. It's.
Off the top of a cannon.
I thought that was quite a bit of a shout for a penalty there.
Him there as well, Tyrone Mings. He had his guts.
Why?
You remember? Stamped on Zlatan.
Oh, that wasn't yesterday.
Rashford there, he's betraying his character a little bit there.
Yeah, Rashford's not happy. See, is that a wee bit penalty-ish?
No. I think Rashford should be better than that, to be fair. But he set himself a high bar, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. See the Foden Greenwood thing on a. Go on.
The question is, if you swap their teams, Maguire, just wide of the post. If you swap their two teams, who's better? I think most people now, because of the flavour of the moment, would say Foden's
Yeah,
better.
that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say.
But if you swap the teams right now,
Mm.
who think's better?
Is in Foden the United and Greenwood and City?
Mm.
Um,
I think if you swap the two teams, then Greenwood is the flavour of the moment.
yeah, because he's a striker.
Not just that, no.
And they haven't got one.
I think Greenwood gets more chances, and Greenwood is clinical.
He is clinical, like, isn't he? He really is. Like, I'd love to see his shot conversions. Oh, the Spiders missed his first ever tackle in his career. Good man, Pogba. Yeah, Andy. I hope you get Europa League. I think Leicester will bottle it. Only based on I didn't, and then obviously they've got 3 games to go, and I can see more mistakes there, unfortunately.
Vibes, if you're in the chat, these wings are banging.
Mm.
These are one of my good ones. Vibes FC, shout out.
Ooh, Maguire took one of the absolute nosio.
Good point from Rich there.
Oh, that wasn't nice for Maguire there. Look. Oh, that's like a stud in the top of the head. Stinking.
Does he get it?
Oh, I'll be rotting that.
Read out Rich's last comment there because I'm biased. These are spicy, by the way.
Yeah, so Greenwood for Euros, absolutely rich. Also, as much as Fred can't pass, his tenacity helps. It helps the counter offer. Or the counter offer, Christ Almighty.
During the clearance of that free kick or at the corner, Greenwood hits the ball with his hand, but it's been let play.
Okay, good idea from Bruno there. So yeah, Rich, 100%. It's the tenacity, and the both of them have that tenacity, and that's why he plays him as a duo. But he wouldn't trust him in that deep lying singular center defensive midfielder. I think that's the best way of describing that. And yeah, Greenwood needs to play for England. What about the Euros? Are you interested in the Euros?
Mm-hmm. We'll be streaming them, won't we?
Which games?
All the Northern Ireland ones. Yeah, the England ones.
Yeah.
I don't support England, but I support
I don't support England, but
I
the
support
players who
Premier
play
League
for England.
players.
That's kind of the situation that we're in, isn't it?
If all the Premier League players played in La Liga, I'd be supporting England. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm supporting the league. I'm not supporting their nationality.
Yeah.
And the players don't really support. Well, some of them don't support England. They support their,
I suppose what we could
like
do.
Jamaica or who was it? Ivory Coast. From Zaha. So it's not a thing now. It's more of a global game, which is why the ESL was such a huge thing.
But we could do England streams if you want, but just we won't care as much.
Depends who's in the squad. If there's a load of United players in the England games, I'll watch it. If there's none, I don't watch it. You should try that garlic sauce, by the way.
I'm scared in case it's made of fucking like fireworks dust or
No,
something.
garlic sauce is sweet. There's the one and only flat of the bunch.
Big Harry McGuizzle. Go on ahead, Marcus.
Marcus from outside the box.
Oh, lucky.
Near post misses.
3 or 4 feet wide.
Good shout.
Leicester's last 3 games are all tough from memory. United, Chelsea, and Spurs, I think, Andy James says.
There's the
Greenwood
handballs coming up. See it here. See it?
Was it being checked?
No, it's
it was ages ago, was it?
Yeah.
That's what you said. I mean, like 2 minutes ago. Jesus,
yeah.
I was lucky. Yeah, United, Chelsea, and Spurs. No, they'll get 3 points, and that'll beat Spurs. They get 4 points. They'll draw with Chelsea. They'll beat Spurs, and they'll get beat by us. So 4 points. And sorry, I was in the middle of looking at that, actually, the table. So live table, obviously, City have won the league. United are second, 70 points. City are in 80. Chelsea, who have played a game more than us, on 64. So 35 games for Leicester and Chelsea, and there's a point between them. The interesting thing is, everybody in the world is saying that Tottenham cannot get top four. Like it's obviously not like mathematically impossible, but they've been written off nearly to the point where it's not even like a bit of it's not even banter to talk about it. But Liverpool are only 1 point ahead of them. I know the game in hand over them, but I don't know. Are Liverpool going to pick up 5 points on Leicester? I don't know. You'd nearly rather hang about in eighth and have no Europa League to worry about and concentrate on the league. What a goal from Mace, by the way.
Murder mice. Where
Holy
where are we?
moly!
Well, that's celery spicy, is it? Show the camera what you've got in your hand. A bit of celery. Thank you.
Well, if you put a bit of celery, like celery, spicy is all.
Okay.
Edison Cavani come on for Greenwood, didn't he? Go on, Polio. Luke Shaw is
Luke Shaw
just
with a
a
quick 1-2
baller.
with Pogba.
He is a baller. Nothing from referee. You're foolish.
Luke Shaldinho. Can we call him that? That's the celery. It's a good eye. You genuinely said to me this morning, you were like, I woke up, I was hungover, and I just thought, I'd fucking love some celery. That's all you've eaten. He's no plums. Armour says, I'm back. My bet's looking good. Aaron, remind us of what your bet is.
My bad's a baller.
My bet is that he hasn't got the plums to finish those wings because they are spicy, to be fair.
You see these wings, right? See the sauce? They taste the way I would imagine that like venom would taste out of a snake's throat.
That's only Frank's extra hot. That's not Carolina Reaper. There's no foul. There's no Vindaloo action going on there. It's normal.
There's no Decali.
Both teams to score. United to win 10 corners. Many corners are being on the minute. Can't imagine there's 10 so far. Still, there's about 25 minutes left.
There's plenty of time.
The one in doubt is McGinn to get booked. Currently 9 corners. Flip.
I just quite a few. I can get that feeling a bit as well.
I barely watched the game, to be fair. This always happens. It annoys me. It's the halftime wings. That's what puts me away from this. Can't concentrate.
Can't bollock straight. I need a Marcus Rashford goal. Is it Fred got a free yellow card? No.
I really was going to say that we are going to win this game, even when we 1-0 down. I wish I did. I regret it now. I didn't say it. Ball comes in, Lindelof clears it.
That wasn't the way.
What on earth was that?
I don't
Who was
know.
that?
The spider.
That was
Good man, Edison Cavani.
what on earth is Wan-Bissaka doing there?
Trying to save the free kick, and he ends up bloody well bucking.
Corner. Tries to save a corner and hoofs it just half arsedly up
He
the
basically
pitch,
took the
but
corner
goes to
for
the
him.
end of the box. He takes a quick free.
He took
Takes a quick corner for Aston Villa
Yeah.
there. That was very poor. He just should have passed it out for a throw in there.
Right, here we are.
Very, very poor
Here we are, folks.
from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Expected better after Victor Lindelof's magnificent clearance. Well, ball's cleared out. Rashford gets ahead to it. United trying to get on the counter attack. Bruno on the deck there has had a whack to the head. Rashford also down on the floor. There's a bit of gamesmanship from United. Let's see, going in. I'm not sure if that's Bruno. That we'll see it again. Bruno clears the ball, but Tyrone Mings there, he goes a bit heavy on him. Come. Rashford limping there, needs to be coming off. So far we've had Cavani's come on for Greenwood. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Any other substitutions that I may have missed?
No.
What do you think?
Excellent.
Spicy,
Spicy as all,
but nice.
but nice.
Perfect. Still coming. 10 corners. So Aaron's just waiting on the. He's waiting on the yellow card. What's the name? Was it McGinn? Was McGinn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
McGinn yellow card. That's all he's waiting on. Many nuggets have you got on it, Aaron? They
Just
killing you down. I know you better you regret eating the rest of those.
nice bit of toast.
Aren't they smashing?
Mm.
They're a nice wee addition.
Mm.
Wee bit of crunch, wee bit of. They're a nice wee addition. I don't always have them, but it's another wee level up. Aaron's in here for a massive 64 nips.
Surprised.
You gotta share some of that.
Put £2 on it.
I'm getting a tenner at least. Rashford wide right with a deep ball. Goes to look shot the other side of the box. Brings it in onto his right foot, but hits it with his left.
Oh.
Bruno toe pokes it towards the defender, and the ball's cleared. Aston Villa with the potential of a counter attack here. Fred and Maguire combine to come away with the ball. Pogba playing very wide left. Guys into Fred with a back heel into Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw fakes the cross. The cross. And the ball's back to Aston Villa. Traore there. That goal in the first half was phenomenal from him. Gotta say. That's a postage stamp type finish, as they say. Nowhere else nowhere else he could have hit that would be resulting in a goal. Wan-Bissaka there, very, very, very narrow there. Gets the head to the ball. Burp.
No.
I can't help but feel that we're more interesting when we're eating.
Mm.
Folks, we've got 5 people watching and we've got 4 likes. It just doesn't add up. I think 2 of those likes are me. Maguire there rubbing his nugget. Must be on a night out. What?
Is he in baller?
Well, he's lying on the floor.
What happened?
Thursday night, 8 o'clock, Liverpool at Old Trafford. What do you think?
Tuesday night, Leicester.
What do you think the score's going to be?
Well,
Is that oh, no, you're lucky there. I thought that was a thing. Knock your plums in. You spicy? How's the lips?
Not spicy enough.
What about Hamilton? What's he up to at the minute? That is important. You do need to see that on your watch. There we go. 6 likes, 5 people watching. There we go. That's what we like to see. That's the ratio that we like to see. Whoever's in the house, give us a comment and we'll have a chat. Let us know what's going on. It's all Iron Mirror at the minute. Oh, that was a foul. Bruno adding in the little 45-degree side base shuffle before
Mm.
before his little move.
How did Mason score from there?
That's that is his that's his signature strike. Onto the left, hits it into the bottom right. But it's why he scored. What was the who was that he scored against? He fated to go to the left, took it on his right, and blasted it in.
Tottenham.
I think you're right. Anybody doing their research on him knows that he's left. He's both footed. There's Maguire limping off there. That's very potentially devastating for the rest of the season. Wow. Did you just bite the bone? By Antoine Zebi warming up here. Must be serious. Just take him off. Take him off.
I still can't believe
Villa with the ball just outside the box, and over the over the bar.
we managed to bag Maguire for 80 million. What a bargain.
I am starting to think that the wings might be a net negative to
No.
the entertainment of the channel.
No, they're fantastic.
I know you might like eating them, but
Yeah, they do.
it doesn't have to be on screen.
It does, aye.
There's Maguire's come down again. That's him off.
That's a problem for us. You're
This
probably
is
happy
a
enough.
serious issue.
Imagine being secretly happy inside that our club captain is going
Not at
off
all.
injured.
Not at all. If we had backup, I wouldn't be concerned, but we don't. And Victor can't play every game this week. Rich with the comment, which I wholeheartedly agree with. This Maguire knock is on Ollie. He hardly rests him. Yep, to the point where he was breaking records for the minutes he was getting, and it's not as if he was getting the minutes because he was so good. He was such a dynamo, such a colossus of a defender. Just he played every game. Poor.
He's played every single minute in Premier League now.
Yep.
Isn't that mental?
No more. Could have been rested too. There's Tuan Zevi on the bench ready to come on. Why doesn't he play more? Why does Maguire never come off no matter what the score is at the end of the game? Ollie made the point of mentioning it in one of the.
It is mentally that is the case, though, isn't it?
He mentioned it in one of the press. One of the interviews they had with him. He was complaining about the congestion of the figures, the fixtures.
We fit the rain.
He was complaining about the congestion of the fixtures and saying that Harry will most likely now not be able to break the record of consecutive games because of it. And now he's not even going to get that chance. And that's got nothing to do with the Liverpool game being postponed because he's injured now. He might have been injured in that game.
Does any player actually give a shit about that?
Apparently, Maguire does.
Well,
you would though if it was you.
Would you?
Yeah, you would. If you're a United captain and you're about to break the record of continuous games, continuous minutes, of course you would. It's not like we're playing for nothing. It's not like we're trying to win the league. There's no team accolades to be had here. So if you have the potential to win an individual accolade, you'll surely be upset if you don't get it. But that should be taken away from him by Ollie long ago. Especially this season. with the COVID background when we were playing. Like
Uh,
considering in the past, anybody that's done it has been through a longer period of time,
mm,
less games per week, but
mm,
a longer period of time. He must be devastated. He's probably going to play. Probably play a minute and then like on a pair of crutches and get substituted for
mm.
about a minute and a half. He'd be fuming.
My mouth's fuming.
Aaron says McGinn's booked. Thumbs up. So he's. I think that's your bet one, isn't it, Aaron?
Must be.
Fair play.
I should have backed Bruno to score rather than Rashford. Rashford's never scoring today.
Rich says Ollie can't complain about fixture pileups. He doesn't rotate. Million%. I've said it month after month. The substitutions are terrible. Doesn't rotate the squad. It's just people left out in complete limbo
Yeah, like
during the poor games.
this game today, should we have our strongest team out? Like we've got a Leicester game in 2 days and a Liverpool game in 2 days after that. Do you know what I mean? Like I rarely question Ollie, but I looked at that team sheet today, and the team sheet against Roma as well in the second leg. I was surprised with the strength there too. You know,
I'll go against you a wee bit there. I think he's actually done a wee bit well on the Roma one because we could have been embarrassed. We could be out the way that game went.
in hindsight, you go
Yeah, in hindsight,
right. Yeah,
but
that worked. But I'm
that's the only
saying
way you can judge a manager in hindsight.
no. I'm saying that like that was the best chance a manager would have to rotate a fucking team.
Hmm.
And he didn't do it.
He didn't do it, but this is my point. I think
Then stop grinning about him not rotating then. If it's working.
no, on that one game, yeah, 100%. But at the same time, Harry Maguire plays every game.
Mm.
Harry Maguire was playing against fucking Tranmere.
Mm-hmm.
What on earth is going on there?
Scored,
Plays
he scored a
every
goal in that
game,
game too.
third round games.
Mm.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And this is where we see it. He played against Tranmere this season,
Yeah, last season.
right? Last season, he plays every little stupid game. Fuck.
You're a swear machine today, and I don't think it's good.
He plays
I guess
little
I
silly
guess
games where he's not needed, and that's what results in this. He may not play the rest of the season.
mm.
Hopefully, he
But
does.
is that based on not being rested, or is that just an injury? You know.
For your club captain to play every single game without fail, never get substituted off, to play every minute of every game, of course, especially in a COVID season.
Ah,
In a COVID season where everything is condensed to the point where it is, of course, there's going to be an injury coming.
well, you don't know if lack of rest is the reason for that injury.
Yes, you do.
You don't.
Yes, you do. It's a fact.
No. That was an impact
This
injury, right?
this is different from a training game. The intensity is different.
No, but you don't know what the injury is.
It doesn't matter what the injury
Of course,
is.
it does.
It doesn't.
It's not. Isn't necessarily because he hasn't had a rest.
But if he's not on the pitch, he can't get injured.
No, that's true.
Well, he can, but you know what I mean. You can't blame Ollie for the injury. Where he could get into a car accident while we're playing. The
Hmm.
point is, you can't blame Ollie for an injury when he's not on the pitch. Like Martial was injured on France duty. You can't blame Ollie for that.
Hmm. I'd said to you about that on Thursday. I said Marshall out for end of the season. You said no. Is he?
No,
Is
he's
he?
back
On?
in
Yeah,
training,
he
but
is.
he may play before the end. I said that as well. He
Hmm.
may play, but he
Hadn't heard anything about him.
he may not. He is back in training.
Hopefully he's sold as well.
Aaron says just cashed out lads at £58. Traore with a shot just bubbles to Dean. Just cashed out at £58. Not worth the risk for £6 in the last 10 minutes, especially with a charge
Oh,
change at the back. Yeah, 100%.
You should have let it. You should have let it
Nope,
ride.
good decision. I agree with that.
£6 was that about you?
He also says he's club captain. That's why he plays. It's just an idiotic argument there. Clearly, he's more influential on off the pitch as well, right? So get him off the bloody pitch. That's why he plays so much. No, that's just a silly argument.
Well,
Sure.
we don't. Well,
What have you got to say about that comment? I know you like to lick his batty crease. Let me
what are
know.
you talking about? I agree with Aaron maybe 60% of the time.
So comment on his comment.
Right. So I read it out to me because I can't read it.
Aaron says in big capital letters, he's club captain. And then
Yep.
he says that's why he plays. Clearly, he's more influential off the pitch as well. That's why he plays so much. So Aaron's argument is he plays so much because he's club captain.
That's probably right.
Do you think he should be club captain?
No.
Okay. Do you
From
think
what I see, which is not half of the story, I think he is our captain he's got the armband, but Bruno's our captain on the pitch. Off the pitch, we don't know, but he wouldn't be my captain in this team. He fits the mold, but you know, just a nice dude. I know he got arrested and all, but
he fits the mold? He's a nice dude.
yeah, he does. He fits the United mold. It's that
Nice
respect. No,
dudes is the
no,
United
a
mold.
respectful professional. Somebody who,
Like Roy Keane. Nice dude.
yeah. What's wrong with Roy Keane?
He's not a nice dude.
I think Roy Keane's a lovely dude.
He's ruthless.
Aye, but he's a nice dude.
Demands perfection.
Yeah, he was a nice
Harry
dude.
Maguire does not do that.
No, what I mean is he fits. I'm not comparing him to other United captains. What
Harry
I'm saying
Maguire-
is he
Harry
suits
Maguire
that
is-
captaincy thing.
Our captain, who's hugging John Stones after a draw with City, he's the one that's telling our players against Tottenham start of the season, always make the decision. It's not going to break that. Whinging about our players having a go about the decision made against Martial, gets him sent off, and Lamella nothing. Harry Maguire standing there going, oh! And this is after his debacle in between seasons in Greece.
No. You're preaching to the choir and the orchestra.
Yeah, and
circus.
It's not as if he's so good he can't be dropped. Get him dropped.
Yeah.
If we had more people in line to back him up, if Bay was reliable, if Twanzebe was more relied upon, I would happily see you later. Get rid of him. Nothing but negativity out of him.
You're terrible.
I'm not terrible. I'm consistent on my opinions on Harry Maguire.
Which is
at which
feel
point of what I've just said there have I mentioned the price tag that he came with?
No, I just think
None of
you're a bit subliminally you're thinking about that.
I'm not.
So I think
If I subliminally was thinking about that is a very big stick that I could beat him with, but I won't because it's not his fault. He's just not good enough. He's not captain material. If he was, I said this to you in the last game.
But you don't know.
He's Chris Smalling. He's the best utility centre back that you could have. He's not captain. He's not club captain. He's not first on the team sheet. He's not reliable. If you need if you're playing, I said this to you last week. If you're playing Burnley, Harry Maguire, perfect. Get him in. First name on the team sheet. If you're trying to win a cup, I wouldn't play him against Villarreal. Why do we need him against Villarreal?
It's a cup final. He's your captain.
Exactly.
Cavani.
Edison Cavani.
Beautiful. Go on, son.
Fantastic.
I also think there might have been a pretty decent shout for handball here in the previous phase of play. Not that that matters anymore.
Big Edison Cavani. If he stays, that's next year.
Is Fred off the pitch?
Jesus, Pogba plays it out to Cavani. Scuffs the shot. Luke Shaw plays it out. No, he doesn't. He hits the shot. There's Fred. With a pre-assist. Plays it to Rashford in the right-hand side.
Oh, lovely.
Great cross.
Lovely.
Great header.
Excellent play. And that's the game over. Go on, son.
Phenomenal football.
Brilliant. Happy with that.
Rashford very underrated this season. He's been getting a lot of grief. I don't agree with it at all. The goal he scored against Tottenham was top notch.
Do you know what? I'm happy enough to say this now. I was completely and utterly wrong about Cavani.
I think most of us were.
I said you were visibly annoyed that we signed Cavani.
I was, but it wasn't because of Cavani himself. It was because of the nature of how we signed him.
Yeah,
like somebody.
But it was underwhelming, wasn't it?
We signed him at the very end of the transfer window, but he was a free agent from January. Like he was available the whole time. He was obviously a plan B.
Yeah,
it's a plan B that's worked out well, but you can't. Oh, Dean comes out and clatters an Aston Villa attacker. Has this been given? There's a card coming out. This must be this for a dive. Ollie Watkins getting the yellow card for a dive.
Amazing. Red. Oh, it's 2L. Jeez.
Aaron says we are not privy to watch.
You're exactly.
We are not privy to watch
happen. Haven't seen this comment yet, and I know he's right because it's about what I'm about to say,
right?
And what I was trying to say.
Well, I'm going to tell you this,
right? What's the comment say?
Neither am I.
What's the comment say?
it doesn't make much grammatical sense. He says we are not privy to what happens off the pitch,
That's true.
to watch what happens off the pitch.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I'm in the same position. What example did I give you that hasn't happened off the pitch, apart from the Greece thing?
The Greece thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It was obviously off the pitch. Apart
Harry
from that,
Maguire is an innocent man, innocent until proven guilty. Bradley,
oh,
and then
hold
what?
on, red card.
Did you see that? I
I
was
see a
chatting.
yellow. Is it a
Was
second
I?
yellow?
I was chatting about it for ages. I'd be fairly sure this week game's done. Um, I think I haven't really read Aaron's comment, but or you did. I agree with it. Like you don't. He could be the best captain that those United players have ever came across, and we don't know. Ollie obviously knows what a good captain is. He's played with Kane,
Right.
Vidic.
Tell me this. Tell me
He
this.
knows what a good captain is.
In terms of captaincy, what's more important to be a good captain on the pitch or off the pitch?
See, we don't know, but that's it's not as separated as that
So
because it's off the pitch.
you've got to say
Well,
you've got to say the likes of King,
Kane's the best club
Vieira,
captain in the world ever. Any
Toure.
any club football, any international football,
Right.
he is the best.
You've got to assume
You think captain, you
you've
think
got
Roy
to
Keane.
assume that they're good off the pitch as they are on the pitch.
Yeah.
Right. Maguire is not a captain on the pitch whatsoever.
But we don't actually know.
Well, you do know because you see it week in, week out.
Well, see, you only see.
And also, your captain has not just got to be a good as a captain; he's got to be one of your best players.
Why? Not necessarily.
Yes, necessarily.
No.
So if you're playing for a team and your captain is an absolute cabbage, but he's very loud,
Well,
what do you think about him?
Well, Jordan Henderson.
You think
Jordan
he's just an
Henderson.
idiot trying to sound loud because he's
No,
captain?
well, Jordan Henderson is
He's a
nowhere
good
near.
player.
But he's nowhere near their best player.
And in terms of their midfield, he's one of their best.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Fabinho, Thiago, Ronaldo.
Take Thiago out of it because he's captain before Thiago came into it. Fabinho wasn't in their team the first season.
No, but you're talking. But then, by your logic, then take the captaincy off him because there's better players coming around him.
Yeah, I would rather have Pogba captain.
It's nothing to do with your talent.
I'd rather have Scott McTominay captain. And you know my opinion on him.
I was against false.
Maguire is in no fashion.
But think about it logically. He is not on camera now. What's he could be doing something now?
Name me a
really,
worse,
really good captain.
Name me a worse Man United club captain.
Ashley Young.
Apart from him.
I get you there.
Take away all.
I think I might have got you there.
Take away all the wee. Take away all the wee dopey ones that get like 5 games, like a club captain, a United club captain.
Was club captain for 2 years.
That was a dark period of the club. Take that away.
I'm annoyed this game's over.
We have probably 2 players on the pitch more qualified to be captain than Harry Maguire.
Bruno, yes.
Bruno, yes. Pogba, yes. McTominay, yes. Rashford, yes. If De Gea was on the pitch, him, yes. And that's frightening to say from our player that plays every game of the season.
I think you're harsh to Maguire.
I don't think I am. I don't think he's good enough in any way, shape, or fashion. And I think our defense is negatively affected by him playing every game. I think he's a good utility player. He is not first name on the team sheet, plays every game, club captain. By no means whatsoever. But you haven't convinced me that either.
Well, I think he's bloody brilliant. And he's a bargain.
I think he's brilliant.
I think he's brilliant.
Brilliant how?
And he's
By
a good vice captain because Bruno is obviously the captain.
Right. By what metric is he brilliant?
He's just goddamn brilliant.
By what metric?
Right. Watch what he does this. What's his? He's off.
He's not on the pitch.
I think he's the best defender that we have had since Fergie.
Fergie wasn't a defender.
Ew.
He is most definitely not our best. Or I would say Bae before him.
Sure, you're into that other fake news narrative that he's not the best centre back at the club.
He's the most talented, but he's not the best because
He is.
he doesn't play.
Most talented will do.
Most
I'll
talented, yeah,
take it.
100%.
Victor Lindelof is an
If his
average player.
if Baye's injury record was as good as Maguire's, he'd be one of the best centre backs in the entire world.
I agree, James. Pogba should never be captain. That's exactly that.
Yeah, so you're going to off the pitch stuff, but we're talking here right now on the pitch. I'd rather have Matic as captain than Maguire.
Spicy
That's
bread then.
spicy bread, is
Aye.
it? I just don't rate him. I don't rate him at all, and I think if we stick with him, we're not going to get much further.
Right enough, right? Let's have it right. In the comments, James, Aaron, whoever else wants to get involved. What's your genuine appraisal of Harry Maguire? Forget about the price tag. Is he a good
Wait,
defender?
wait, like Jesse J. Forget about all that nonsense. At no point in my argument did I mention his price tag.
No, that's aye. But everybody
So
always knows.
take that completely out of
But you
your.
can't. You can't even.
Hmm?
You can't really.
Well, well, okay, then you can't. It strengthens my argument, but just take it out. Imagine he came, like I said to you before, if he came to us for 15, 20 million, he wouldn't play every game. He'd have been dropped by now.
Really?
Potentially not because of our lack of centre backs, because we've got Phil Jones and Rojo and Twanzebe, who doesn't seem to be trusted, and Eric Bailly is a big broken biscuit. But apart from that, like if we had other options, he wouldn't play every game. And why he is captain, if somebody can give me a cogent argument as to why he's our captain, I'd love to hear it.
I think Aaron can probably give me one.
Well, Aaron, phone in.
Actually, phone in, Aaron. Bring Brood's phone there, and we'll put you on live.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, we want a genuine, proper appraisal of Harry Maguire as a player. I personally think Brood's been very harsh on him because he has a love affair with Victor Nekrasov.
Patsy says, does anyone ever say here our captain might not be a goat, but he was a bargain?
Our captain was a bargain. 80 million for Maguire. I'd have paid double that.
I'm not sure what the point Patsy's making here.
You never know Potts' points.
Mm. The
He's a bit
best point he
daft.
ever made was that after a draw should go to the judges.
Yes.
That was phenomenal.
Yes,
I'll
it was
never
good.
forget that. That was hilarious. Here our captain might not be a goat, but he was a bargain. I'm not sure what he means.
I don't know either. Only thing is, we know that he's a bargain.
Doesn't make much sense.
Simple as that.
Weird you rate Victor, but not Maguire. Not that weird because Victor's better.
Yeah, I agree, James. To be honest with you, I think he's a better player than Lindelof.
Victor's better. He's been here longer. He's had less shocking performances. He was, and this is the first time we're bringing into it. He was much cheaper. Victor and Bay together, as was they were purchased by design, with the detriment of Bay's injury record. The two of them could have been a fantastic centre back partnership. We all thought, flip, that's a good centre back partnership at the time when they were
Aye.
bought.
And if your granny had balls,
Well, that makes no sense because we're talking about what actually happened. So shove that up your dude. Aaron says Harry Maguire has made the second most interceptions in the league behind Kante.
yep, exactly that, Aaron.
Phenomenal.
No,
Our
like,
captain.
but you know,
My captain, my captain.
You know that you're being harsh on Maguire
I'm not.
based on his price tag, which you're not mentioning, but it's in your head.
No, the points I've made have made no reference
Right,
to
there's
his
the
price
table,
tag.
just by the way.
And I outwardly said his price tag has got nothing to do with him. You can't put it against him, but you can't ignore it. But for the sake of the argument I'm making, I did ignore it. But if I want to put that into it, which I'm very entitled to do so, he doesn't deserve to be our captain, to play every game, to be on the pitch every game.
I think he's a good player.
Based on his performances, he's all right. He's a squad player.
I think he's a good player.
He's a
I think he's a
squad
very
player.
good player.
You get two world-class centre backs there. Maguire's on the bench.
And Lindelof's on the bench.
Mhm. Yeah.
Lindelof's a pudding.
He's not a pin. That's just ridiculous.
No, but you have chosen Lindelof Like they give him. He's a good player, yeah.
Like,
But I think Maguire's a
uh,
better player.
let me just put it out there, right? I've give Lindelof a lot of airtime, and I've been very positive to him. Half of it is banter,
Yeah, and you fancy
just
him.
and he's a very handsome man.
Very handsome
A
Swedish
lot
man.
of it is banter, because I'm the Lindelof guy. But the other half of it is he gets a lot of undue disrespect, and um, he gets treated
He gets grief. He
harshly.
gets blamed for a lot of stuff.
He gets blamed for a lot of things. It's not his fault.
Yeah, no,
I
agree with
think I think Lindelof is a good defender, but he's not a Premier League winning defender.
that. No,
Neither is Harry
I think
Maguire.
Maguire is though.
Harry Maguire is not.
I think he is.
Nope, he's not. He
I
may, he
think.
may be if he's around a team where he's not the captain and doesn't play every single game.
Mm,
But for some reason, Harry Maguire, all of his misdeeds or all of his poor performance gets forgotten about.
really,
Yes, really. Why is so many people backing him?
I think it's because he's a good player,
But he's not.
but he is.
But he's not. He's not a league winning
You
player,
don't need to be a
and
league
he's
winning player to be a
he's
good player, though.
especially so is Victor Lindelof a good player,
Yeah, he's a good player.
right? So you're saying that Victor Lindelof won't win you anything, and he's a good player, but you're
No,
also saying
no,
Harry Maguire's a good
no.
player, and he will win you the league.
I feel that Maguire is closer to a title winning defender than Lindelof is.
It's the point I made to you before. The centre back their partnership is as important as how good they are
Hmm.
as a player. So it depends who you're putting them up with. I think Lindelof and by a full fit by that plays, 90% of the season would be a better partnership than by and Maguire.
I disagree,
I know
and
you
I would
do.
go the opposite.
I know you do.
I would think Maguire is a better partnership than Lindelof and Maguire.
No, but because I think Bay brings the physicality and sort of the recklessness.
And Lindelof brings the composure.
He's more composed. He's good on the ball. Let's not forget the ball he played for Rashford in the Tottenham game.
But I think Maguire's better in the ball.
He's
And he's
not though.
better in the air.
He's not though. He's not. He's better in the air,
Mm.
perhaps defensively.
Mm.
But there's this whole agenda around Maguire that he's this great goal scoring centre back.
Well, he was.
He's not.
He was.
He isn't.
I know, but he was.
He averages 1.5 goals a season.
No, since he's joined us, he's been terrible. But for Leicester and England, he was
No,
good.
but that's considering that. He's not a towering centre back that clears everything and puts everything in the onion
Well, he
bag.
sort of does. The
But
clearances.
not really.
He does.
He's not
He always
really.
wins the header. He just can't get a shot
He
in
doesn't
target.
always. He doesn't always. What was the game 2 or 3 games ago?
Christ, are we in extra time? What happened?
What was the game 2 or 3 games ago when he was beating all the ends up?
Leeds.
Thank you.
You can have a mistake. Like.
He's supposed to be this big colossus that gets rid of everything and headers everything in. He's
know,
this
but
big guy. He's
like-
supposed to. No, doesn't do it.
But you're meant to be a really good and colossal producer, and you'd one goddamn job.
Yeah, but I rely on other people to be here.
Same as Harry. Well, how do you know that there wasn't a mistake somewhere that Maguire thought, oh, he's made a mistake, I'll go to
If
cover,
Harry
and then
Maguire was so good, we wouldn't have collapsed as hard as we did on Thursday.
oh, so he has
At
to
halftime,
he has to take responsibility for
he has
the,
no
the
responsibility
fullbacks.
whatsoever. Is that what you're saying?
He does. Everybody has responsibility, but
Right.
most importantly, the player in the position has the most responsibility.
What did you see a reaction from him? What happened in that second half? Did you see any reaction? Did he come out and speak against it? Was there anything he said or did about what happened in that second half? Was something like 18 shots that we conceded the whole game? He's no mention of it at all.
Why is he the mention?
He's got to say, well, that was fucking terrible, wasn't
Maybe he said that privately.
it? But he's the club captain. He's supposed
Aye.
to come out and say,
No.
that's not good enough. We need to be better in the final.
probably did.
We've got 3 games this week. If we defend like that, we're going to lose all of them. We'll probably end up 4th. We want second at the very least. We want to win the final. We want to be better than what we were today. You don't get nothing of that.
Well, nobody
I'll
says
go
that.
back to the Tottenham Hotspur 6-1
who?
Tottenham Hotspur 6-1 defeat, the start of the season. the Martial sending off, Harry Maguire's he's going to our players going, no, well, the referees made this decision.
Well,
Lamella stays on the pitch.
well,
Martial's off, says absolutely F all about it.
to play devil's avocado, right? The decision was made. There's no point in Maguire shooting the referee
Right,
because
okay.
if he starts shooting the referee, what that means is
So
it opens up
so
the
Bruno
opportunity.
and Cavani's dissent recently over decisions.
Yeah.
What have you got to say about that? Are you going to tell them?
No, I like that.
Oh well, the decision has made.
No, I like that.
Right.
But in that
So
moment,
do you not expect that from your
in
captain?
that
Do
moment,
you not want that from your captain?
yeah, you do. But I'm playing
Yeah.
devil's avocado, which is I don't think he's probably I think he's smart enough to go right. That decision's been made, right?
Smart.
And if I start this descent towards the referee, other players could follow suit, and we could lose even more players. Devil's avocado on toast.
Well, the devil's avocado needs to be put in the bin because that's a ridiculous argument.
That's not.
Yes, it is.
There's no. And the fact of the matter is, there's no point in shouting at the referee when everybody else has been doing it and decisions made. So
No.
Maguire gone up to shout at him.
You want to see passion. You want to see your captain be able to G up the team.
Yeah.
You want to see him be able to make them make a difference. You want to see them. You want to see him be able to scream at them and make them change their play. Wake up.
So so no way we have won the most points from losing positions in the league. How do you know at half time he's not doing exactly that in the changing room?
Do you see it in the pitch?
No.
Surely you have to see it in the pitch.
Well, you do see
all those points that we've got back haven't been since they've went in from half time.
Well, it quite often is.
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, 70%
of the time. You can't put them all on Harry Maguire. The same way you can't.
No, I'm not saying.
You can't blame Harry Maguire for going down every time.
Do you know what the most important point is, right? You see, if he was to walk into this house right now, you'd be getting selfies with him. It'll be your Facebook profile photo. You get a picture of a frame.
1,000,000%.
And all of a sudden,
do you know who else
Tuesday night stream,
do you know who else would do that?
You would get a very different story.
If
Victor Nickersoft be left
if
at the
Andreas
altar.
Pereira come into this house, I would do the exact same.
Who?
Andreas Pereira.
Exactly.
If I come in with a baby, if baby come into this house,
if a baby come into this house,
baby, if he come
Maguire
into this,
was shouting at it, the fuck up his ideas, you'd be annoyed.
I dare you to apart from Sanchez, I dare you to name me a United player that I wouldn't do the same for. Thank you.
Tevez. I got him again, folks. I
think I would get Tevez injured, though.
No, you wouldn't.
It'd be worth a pretty penny.
I wouldn't even see if Tevez was in flames. I wouldn't even put a wing on him.
If it wasn't for that big, whatchamacallit?
R.I.P. Fergie thing.
That and the blue the big, what you call it? The big board. When you're driving, you see it.
Billboard.
The big billboard.
Welcome
the
to
blue
Manchester.
one. Welcome to Manchester. Disgusting.
I don't think that was television.
Let's address the comments. Won the 5th most aerial duels. Right, smashing.
Aaron's coming up with facts.
Oh well, there you go. 5th most.
How many defenders are in our league?
Club captain.
So 20 teams, 20 and 2 centre backs. So out of 40, he's number 5. Not too bad.
James Stanley says, out of interest, what do you feel Maguire is missing other than pace?
Nothing.
No,
nothing.
Well, I'm about to shove this clean up your rectum.
You see,
because we
Maguire come in here
because
we. Oh, Harry, hi Harry.
Well, yes, I'm.
Can I get a photograph with you, Harold?
Is this an entertainment industry?
Yes.
So, are you entitled to say that's not good enough?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So,
and I'm
at the same time,
if
if you see somebody who's like, if you see. Name me an actor who's like had like an absolute like if Nick Cage walks in here, you're gonna say to him,
"Do you know Nick personally?"
You'd be like, "You're a good lad. I seen Face Off, didn't I?" You would be going, like, name me a shocking film.
No, right enough. If he came in
you
here,
wouldn't go to him. Right, you're terrible. Get out of my house.
If he came in,
Nicolas Cage, out of my house.
If
you're
Nicolas
a shit
Cage
actor.
came in here, I wouldn't know it. Wouldn't do anything. I'd just be like, "Are you okay, mate? Like, why are you in here?" Nicolas Cage.
That would be your reaction if
Nicolas Cage. What am I going to do about Nicolas Cage? What am I going to do? Fucking sit him down? You wouldn't get his autograph. But actually, probably not. Nicolas Cage.
Name me your favorite. Probably not. Name me your favorite actor.
KG the comedian.
apart from him.
Um, I'll go for a mainstream one because I can't bother thinking about it. Denzel Washington.
Right. So if he walked through the door, you would focus on his better performances. American Gangster. You wouldn't say, Denzel, get out of my house. Inside Man was shite. You wouldn't do that.
No, no, I would be respectful. I would ask him, tell him that one of my favorite films and one of his most underrated films is The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Very good.
I also
Based off an
thoroughly
older film.
enjoyed The Inside Man to the point
It was
where
quite
it's
good.
up there with
Was.
one of my top films.
It wasn't
And
phenomenal.
I've always had respect for Denzel, and I'd always have respect for him in this living room.
I have
However,
more respect from
what I'm
Denzel.
happy to do is if I'm slabbering to somebody about somebody and they come in here, I'm not going to do a brood and get a photo of him framed.
I'd put my arm around Harry and go, you're not the club captain because of photo.
Mm. So
I'd say Bruno's our,
that,
I'd say Bruno's our captain.
Bruno's our captain.
And you'd be like, nah, Harry, I think it's Schumacher. Even though you said it yourself.
No, I'd say to him, look, Harry, listen, here's the thing. You're a great footballer.
What do you think I'd do if Victor Lindelof walked through the door?
I'd have to go home and you'd be divorced and there'd be all sorts of problems. We Swedish snippers on the bite now. Jeepers creepers. Oh, it'd be like Titanic. You know, whenever the handprint goes down the car, the windows and the condensation.
Wouldn't mind a wee set of meatballs.
Mm.
So, so to answer James' question, what is he missing other than pace?
Nothing.
Positional sense. And you agreed with me on this. Let's rewind it. I'll get it up on here.
Get it up on here. Knowing your bloody fucking thing.
It will take us an hour, but I'll show you.
And then the audio would turn off.
Literally, I just go and check out. I think it was the last one. No, it wasn't the last one. It was one before that. Not the Liverpool one, the one before the Liverpool one, where my position was that he's not good enough positionally to cope with his lack of pace, and you agreed with it.
Don't know if I did.
You did. There has been numerous occasions where his lack of pace has been it's let him down to the point where he's dropping so deep, and he's the last one playing people on side. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka for some reason seems to do it often too, but it's the two of them. And Harry Maguire's supposed to be the club captain. He's supposed to be the leader of the defense. He's supposed to be the one going, right, I'm the line, you stay at me.
Yeah,
And he's the one
like,
dropping back.
Yes, I know. I agree with all your points. What I'm saying is, I think you're being a bit harsh. It's just what I'm going to say. I feel like he. I don't think he should be the captain. But I don't know enough behind the scenes to say that he isn't a captain, a good captain. In terms of as a player,
But you can say
I think if you
can
put
say
it,
that about any captain of any club.
yeah, you could.
You only can judge them of what you can see.
Right, so you know Gattuso
Uh-huh.
played for AC Milan.
Yep.
He was called the Kitten, right?
Gennaro.
What?
Gennaro.
Is that the Italian for
His
kitten?
first name.
Oh. Now, if he came through this door, you'd be getting a photo of him.
Of course you would.
See, but he was, as far as we understand, a brilliant captain, right? Based on what we've seen in the pitch. But behind the scenes, was he an arsehole and a terrible captain?
Who knows?
Who knows?
What's your point?
Point is, you said to me that
I'm judging Maguire of what we see of.
yeah, and I'm judging Gattuso and what I see of,
A great fucking captain.
but we don't know if he is or not.
You do because you see it on the pitch.
No, but you would need to ask Marcus or ask Luke Shaw or ask Bruno. Like, is he a good captain?
Right, but until we ask them, all we can do is judge by what we
we'll
see.
come through the door at some point.
All we can do is judge of what we've seen, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and that's why I don't say he's 80 million. He shouldn't be our captain. It's not his fault, but I'm judging him on what we have seen. That Tottenham game has soured my opinion of him so much. Even if you're wrong, you start slobbering. You start whinging. You give the referee a hard time. You try and influence his next decision. Even if you're wrong. Even if it makes a D word out of you. You've got to do it. That's your role as captain. You've got to be the one that goes out there and Doesn't matter what right or wrong is, your club is right. It's the same way as if your best player is constantly if Salah is your best player, nobody slobbers at him about how much he dives. You
Mm.
seen Bruno winning that penalty against Granada, when we were 1-0 up away from home. He dives, very soft one, dives and takes a penalty himself and scores it.
Mm.
No United players going to him, well, where's the honour in our football? The same thing as that. It's all about your team, your club. No matter how wrong you are, you've got to say it. For decades, that's been the way.
Mm.
Captains are always there slobbering at the refs, saying you're making wrong decisions. They're trying to influence the next decision,
Yeah.
no matter how wrong they are, and they probably know they're wrong, but they do it anyway. Maguire goes, mate, decision's already made. There's Martial sent off for next. He should have been sent off, but Lamella
Yeah.
not sent off whatsoever.
Yeah.
What's Maguire got to say about it?
Yeah. No, I agree. And it was frustrating to watch. But if
So,
you're being an avocado about
so,
it,
for the captaincy side of things, in terms of being a big character, being a big influence on what happens in the game, you can't say that he's good whatsoever. And then also, you can't say some people are captains because they're the best player in the squad. If Bruno was surrounded by absolute balloons, he'd be captain.
mm.
Maguire's not that either. In no way is he club captain.
Well, the thing is, you have to look at it and go, Ollie made him captain. So,
So
however, I do think there's an element of maybe regret from Ollie because I think if he was able to make the choice now with no political or you know any sort of upheaval or any sort of
Luke Shaw,
no, but Bruno,
it wouldn't be Bruno.
I think it would.
Bruno's too sort of. He's supposed to be.
He's too captainy, isn't he?
He's supposed to
He's
be
far too
no. He's
captainy.
more. I would not in any way be disappointed if he was, but he's a bit more. Let him be creative. Let him go out there and just not worry about shooting at people. Because I don't think if I was the manager, I don't think I would give it to Bruno, because I'd be too concerned that he maybe would take it too much to heart and start going too over the top, get himself sent off, be a bit reckless.
Well, yeah, but you would much rather that than Maguire, though, wouldn't
Mhm.
you?
Yeah,
Mm.
100%. But I don't think he's the best option. I think De Gea.
See, I think Dave. I don't know about Dave. I was happy when he was captain. Remember, he was captain. Was it the? Is it the?
Ideally, I
Oh,
would like a new centre back, a captain material centre back.
hmm.
I think we tried it with Maguire, and he's just not good enough. But because he was 80 million, we can't cut him loose.
But I don't even think that sort of decision or that thought process is in anybody's mind at United.
No, because there's too much else to fix.
Yeah,
But the discussion we're having is about Harry Maguire.
I'm satisfied enough with
I'm
Maguire.
not by any means.
Mm. I think you're being harsh, and I think I'm maybe been a bit lenient. So there you are.
Let's read the comments.
Mm.
Harry Maguire in the league this season, MU rank. So for the squad, this is somebody who's played every single minute of every single game. So
Sorry, what was the
obviously,
comment again?
so Aaron's comment, Harry Maguire in league this season, MU rank, which I think he means for United this
Yeah.
year. Aerial duels first, blocks first, clearance first, duels win first, interceptions first, successful passes first. Brad, your argument is debunked. That's just ridiculous.
Well,
Glad I spent the time doing the research on Harry there for folks. See, that's yeah, it just doesn't.
well, no,
It,
well,
I
you can't
have a
just
statement
dismiss
for you.
those
I have a
stats.
statement for you. Statistics don't lie, and liars use statistics. So
And
this
would
is
you rather?
most. This isn't percentage of opportunities. So if he's played every single minute of every single game and he's going for this record, and to the point where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his pre-match conference is saying, "Oh, we're disappointed because of the games that we have to play 3 games in a week, and that means Harry Maguire is going to have to miss out at one, and therefore he can't break the record of consecutive minutes." Then yeah, there you go. He plays every single minute of every single game, so he's going to have the most of everything, surely.
No, because the same argument is that if you're playing more, you've got more opportunities to balls it up. So if you
Oh,
play one
he's
game
done
and have a
plenty of
very,
that.
very good game,
He's done plenty of that, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about what Aaron's saying as to what he's done.
yeah. So looking at his stats, it
It's
isn't necessarily
most. It's not. It's most. Is that most as in the terms of direct numbers, or is it the highest percentage?
percentage. Don't know. We need to ask Aaron that.
That's a big thing
Mm.
because you saying that Eric Bailly is the best centre back on the club is completely debunked if you go with the most
Well, we
clearances,
need to
the
find out
most
if
tackles.
that
It's the
is.
percentage. Is the
I,
percentage is the most important thing. You can't say it's the most
but I think it. I
because
think it is
Cavani's
percent. I said it's.
Cavani's the best striker in the league.
Based on today.
If you go on percentage, but if you go on most,
No,
then he's
no,
like
but percentage
20th.
is percentage. I think that probably is percentage.
I would like to see it,
Well, hopefully
and I would like
Aaron.
to see where the statistics come from.
Hopefully Aaron will come back and tell us that.
But again, my point is that anything that Harry Maguire does wrong is very, 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 very quickly forgotten compared to others.
Hmm. Why is that?
I don't know
It
because
can
people defend him because he can't do anything about the price tag that he had.
right.
The same
So
point I never made. If he was 50 million, I'd be easier to bring it up. He was like people bring it up about Fred. Say,
he
oh,
was fucking
he was
50 million.
50 million, or he's fucking terrible. Get him out of the club. If Maguire was 50 million, I'd be very much quicker to say he was 50 million. We should have better than that.
Well,
The reason I don't bring his price tag into it is because he was 80 million.
mm,
You can't bring that against him. But if he
yes,
was 50, people are happy to do that with Fred.
yeah.
Like if I'm to make up a list of negative points about Fred, I'd be like, he was 50 million. If he was 80, I would go, well, you can't really blame him for being 80.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? Like there's like
yeah.
another step up.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I think that's
Well,
why
it's,
he's captain. He never gets dropped. If he was 20 million, he would have been dropped at some point,
I,
where he
I
never has been.
I think I agree with that. But why? Surely Solskjaer doesn't back him that much to play him every game, and he probably is first in team chief for Ollie, and he's the captain, right? So I know there's obviously the point of have the owners influenced that because of the price tag. Is it because he's the captain? But can you overlook the fact that Ollie quite clearly, unequivocally trusts him and wants him to be in the team? You'd nearly go as far as to say that he is his right hand man. And
Yeah.
why would that be if he's not a good footballer, he's not a good leader, he's not good behind the scenes, and
Name me the centre backs we have at the club. That and forget about Jones and I think Rojo's gone now, properly gone.
no, he's not.
I think he is.
Is he?
I think he is properly sold.
Oh, what the hell was that?
We've got Lindelof and Maguire, the
Yep,
two most consistent ones.
yep.
Then you have Twanzebe, who
Hmm.
doesn't seem to be.
So where won that?
He seems to be half injured and half not really trusted.
Yeah,
And then you've got Bailly, who's an absolute digestive.
yeah. He's like a pink panther wafer.
And then you got Fosu Mensah, whatever happened to him, um, and Ted and Mengi. So we have, in reality, you've got three, as in Lindelof and Maguire, and then half Bay and half Twanzebe.
Hmm.
So we have, in all total, three centre backs that he can rely on. So he's obviously got to rely on both of them. But imagine you had five
Hmm.
reliable centre backs. You had maybe a young one, you had your two main ones, and you had two ones that can come in and out rotation.
Well, you think I
If
think
that
about
was the case, Maguire wouldn't play every single game. He wouldn't be club captain. He wouldn't be, there wouldn't be so much pressure on him. Which again, I don't think is particularly fair on him. Which is why
mm,
I don't put the price tag on him. I don't blame him for that because that's undue pressure, which is not his fault.
mm,
But if we had, say we had one more centre back
yeah,
who was reliable and could play, Harry Maguire wouldn't be in the talks of playing these games. He wouldn't be playing against Tranmere. He
mm,
wouldn't be playing against. He wouldn't have played. He'd probably play against. Well, if he wasn't injured, he'd be playing today, and then he'd be playing against Leicester, and then he'd be playing against Liverpool. He'd play every game for whatever reason because
mm,
there's not anybody there that comes in and pressures him. It's the reason Luke Shaw has
yeah,
been as good as he has been because Tele has come in
yeah.
and put pressure under him. Why do you think Armand Bissaka hasn't been as good as he was last year?
There's nobody pushing.
Because
Brandon's gone.
Williams has clearly dropped off the face of the earth
Mm,
in terms of pressuring him.
yeah,
So he has nobody there. He doesn't go out on the pitch and go,
shit.
if I'm not good today, I'll be dropped.
Yeah.
He plays
But
every game.
what about the frustrating thing to add to that is that was obviously Twanzabi's role this season that hasn't
Hmm.
came to fruition, which is
For
really frustrating.
whatever reason.
Which is it's really unusual because it's obviously a bit of a silly point, but when I was listening to him talk on the Manchester United podcast, this season was his focus and his first chance to be properly in the first team squad and
Must be
properly
injury.
I know there has been,
Must be.
but also if you think about the performance against PSG, that is a snapshot of what he's capable of. So remember the first leg against PSG,
Yeah.
he was phenomenal. I think it's the
He's
best performance I've seen
he's
a centre back from that since
he's had phenomenal
Vidic.
performances. He's also had a couple of shockers.
Yes, so
Yeah,
he's had
but you can't blame him on it.
so PSG was fantastic, and then when we played, he played against
It
I
was in
think
the
it was
Prem.
Leicester in the FA Cup or beat. I think it might have been, or
It was in the Prem, I think.
and he was terrible.
Yeah.
But that's just not being sharp,
Oh,
match
yeah,
fit.
not much fit. He hasn't been. There's no consistency in how he's playing, and that's the point. Like if Maguire has no issues about match fitness, and it's the best thing. That if again, I'm going back to like what do you call that? Football Manager, where you rate everybody on sort of
Gegen press,
no, if you rate on everybody on certain numbers, you've got acceleration
right? Yeah,
12, no blah blah blah. Maguire's best one would be, is there one for that?
strength.
No, well, his strength, yes, he's going to be good, but like in terms of his reliability
Oh, his like
of
his
being injured,
durability
is
sort of.
yeah, like that is his best thing.
Hmm.
Best thing about his, that's my argument. Like, and I would have Maguire over by, and my
Hmm.
argument has always been the best ability is availability.
Yeah, true, and I agree with that as well. However, what do you make about Bailly getting a new contract there in the week? Because obviously, as from a
I
fan's
said,
perspective,
I said live to thousands of people, I would sell right by
hmm,
because the
but
best.
obviously United don't feel that way.
No, but they also don't feel that way about uh, Marcus Rojo and Phil Jones and Mata and Matic and Lingard and you name it, who else. They give Phil Jones a 5-year contract, has played 3 games in a season. It's not about their
I
game
think
time.
we need to open up an independent inquiry
Well, it's
into
happened.
what is going on. Phil, why is Phil Jones still on the payroll? Anyway, um, I, I I have a lot of faith in the potential that Axel has. Right.
Yep.
So Axel
But
is
it's
a
because you
big,
haven't seen
strong, quick
it's
defender,
because you haven't
English
seen
defender.
enough of him.
Hmm?
It's because you haven't seen enough of him.
Hmm. But I reckon this is a controversial point on the balance.
There's Kufal.
Yeah, we've
Like
lad.
Sean was talking about him.
Sean's big mate, Kufel. Um, um, see on the balance of Axel this season, obviously only what been like 5 or 6 appearances, something like that. I think on the balance, he's actually been worse than he's been good. Even in terms of he's had more work bad games than good games,
Who's
which is
it?
frustrating.
Who?
Axel.
I don't even think it's fair to judge him in that
No,
way
but
because
I know
he.
you can't. But if you had to, that's where you would the point you're the place you'd arrive. But you see, I think if he was putting pressure on both Maguire and Lindelof, not only would make them better players, um, but also I think to have him for the lesser games now would be perfect to then slot him in as number one, or A or B later on.
And one thing to consider as well, and we'll answer the rest of the comments and we'll get the heck out of here. But one thing to consider as well is the confusion about the goalkeeper situation as well
Mm,
can't be helping our centre backs.
yeah,
Maguire, Lindelof, by whoever it is, it
yeah.
can't be helping them.
I,
Because,
I I don't know about that.
we play Thursday, we've got De Gea,
Mm.
who rolled back the years. It was one of the best goalkeeping performances we've seen
Yeah,
in
man, I'm actually
years
usually like.
from anyone. And then they go tonight and they're playing with Dean.
Mm.
Like, surely the consistency is it's a huge aspect in your performance as a defender. And if you're goalkeeper, it's different as if you've got De Gea and his twin brother who's exactly the same and you play him. But
Mm.
if you've got two different styles of goalkeeper and you've got one that's loud and then you've got one that's used to letting organize the defense, it's going to change how you play.
Well, it's quite clearly the case where at the start of the season, Dean was the cup keeper. First of all, if you go way back before, the the initial surprise was that we actually had Dean in the ranks this year. Was the first surprise because
Mhm.
there was a loan expected, which I think there still could be potential loan next season, depending on the head decision.
I don't think so because he's played so much in the Prem. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, yeah, it's obviously still an option. Anyway, what I'm saying is the initial surprise was the thing to think about. Then obviously he was the cup keeper and De Gea was the league keeper, which and the reason why that was more difficult this season is because not only are they closer in power, but also you're kind of taking Champions League off De Gea rather than taking your Europa League off De Gea, which you probably didn't mind. So you had a problem where you had keepers that were closer to the level and probably both in your future plans. He was the cup keeper, is the younger one, but that meant Champions League. De Gea was then the league keeper, which is fine, and they're just swapped over since he's been away to have a baby. And is it an excuse for Ollie to throw Dean into the Premier League to see what happens? I can't call what's normally I'm pretty good at sort of being able to know that's why that's happening and that's probably the way it's going to go. See that one? Haven't a clue. I cannot call what they're going to do longer term. The obvious thing at the minute is it's looking like the haze on about to hit the door.
They're talking about loans.
See if you see I nah. See if I was the hair and you then tried to loan me, I'd kick their plums up and down the street.
But we're going from De Gea and Romero as a backup goalkeeper to Dean Henderson, and although he's a coach now, so he won't be here this next year.
Who's your coach?
The
Lee Grant.
Lee Grant, the
Mm.
fourth choice goalkeeper. We're going from that if they're gonna do what they've said to do. Apparently, we're back in for we call him.
Keeper.
Yeah,
No way.
he left from us.
Oh, Pereira.
No, the goalkeeper.
Sam Johnson.
Sam Johnson. Apparently, we're back in from West Brom. I think he went to.
Mm.
Apparently, we're back in for him as a backup to Dean Henderson. So we're going to go from De Gea and Romero to Dean Henderson and Sam Johnson on purpose.
Aye.
While De Gea is what 30, 31?
Yeah,
as a goalkeeper?
he's got a 5-year deal left in him.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But
Buffon played, he was 40.
Aye, sure. Van der Sar done as well. The no, we like we have the best keepers. Like it's mental how remember in the Fergie days, the Fergie days after Schmeichel, that was always the problem. Also, the point they made last week, I never got to talk about, was never trust a goalkeeper who wears short sleeves. Name me a goalkeeper who wears short sleeves.
Did we discuss that?
Did we?
I don't think we did.
No.
The
Chesney, can't trust him. Barthez, can't trust him.
Taibi was good. I don't know. I've never.
I think that's a good rule of thumb. If you find me a keeper who actually Martinez is, but he isn't always short sleeve.
I never look at their sleeves.
No, I'll know by a keeper's quality by how long their sleeves are.
that's just silly.
That's why the hairs are like that.
Surely shorter sleeves would be better.
No, can't trust them.
But surely that's less.
No,
less baggage, less
no,
air.
no.
Air. What do you call air resistance?
Aerodynamics.
No, less resistance, less air resistance. If you're gonna stick your arm out there, your arm's gonna.
Aye, but what if it could have deflected off your sleeve and it didn't because you haven't.
That's gonna block the speed of your arm to get out there if there's more resistance. See?
We'll leave it to the judges. Aye, what's going to happen with that?
Sky Sports Stats doesn't answer what I said. Is it most or is it the percentage amount? He also says, simply put, if United buy another centre half, price tag excluded, it's the partner Harry, not Victor or Eric.
That is the truth.
If price tag excluded, it's not the truth. You can't just say that because it depends who you're bringing in as well.
No, but as in Harry is the.
If you bring in Azpilicueta to be a centre back, it's going to make a bigger difference if you bring Yerry Mina in as a centre back. That's two different things. If you're going to bring in a partner for Harry, you want somebody who's better on the ball, better positionally, sort of the ball playing centre back.
Well,
but if you're going to bring in, like a, what do you call him? Well, Yerry Mina, for example, if you're going to bring Yerry Mina in, if you have Yerry Mina and Harry Maguire in at centre back, you're never going to be able to play, sort of out of the back football where you can play it around the back. And
that's what Maguire's good at on the ball.
He's not.
He is. He's a ball playing defender.
He's not though.
What Aaron's saying, I think, is that regardless of opinions.
Oh, Rich has absolutely put you deep in the mud. Quicksand sentence.
Well, we'll wait and see. I'll be the judge of that.
Jan Oblak and Ter Stegen are usually short sleeved.
Ter Stegen isn't?
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
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 Rich telling me he is.
And Buffon with short sleeved, and there's various other players with short sleeve too. I was just trying to make it funny, but It's
It was hilarious.
yeah, it was pretty funny actually.
It
I thought
wasn't.
you did laugh actually. That bag you laugh. Will we wrap this up very shortly? I think just quickly, Aaron's point is that it's not. Forget about his opinion or your opinion or my opinion. It's that the United's plan is Maguire is the defender, and if they're buying another centre back, it'll be to partner Maguire. That's what they will do in
I
the
think
market.
that is the case.
Yeah,
I think that is the
that's what he's
case,
saying.
but I don't think that's right.
Right or wrong, it's
I
what
think
it
that's
is.
the case. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
I don't, and I that's that's nothing against what my point. That's agreeing with my point in reality.
Mm.
So, well,
Yes, we'll see you in about 48 hours.
we'll give it a we'll give it a miss there. We're gonna go here. You've got your stretches today, don't you?
Hmm.
Uh-huh. You lick the plums clean off yourself, isn't that right?
You're a fucking